Hello, hello. This is Cindy Lee, and I got Amy here from National Day Calendar, and we'll be right back. Well, hello. Cindy Lee here over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live, and we're also live on YouTube, Facebook, and also growing your business through referrals podcast. Amy in the studio, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
So, what are we talking about today?
Well, today's Donut Day, National Donut Day. It's D-O-N Day, not D-O-U-G-H, Nut Day. So, anywho, here's my donuts. Just simple donuts. Hope everybody's getting out, joining donuts. I got mine from Bars Cat in Mandan. They also have a shop in Bismarck, best donuts in the Bismarck-Mandan area. However, I'm just more of a plain Jane donut girl. I don't like all the stuff you get on donuts. Yeah, and I guess you want to go over November days. Yeah,
let's talk about the 2 donut days first.
Okay, so get a lot of questions at National Day Calendar via the comment feature that you can write into us and ask us things and point things out to us. So there are 2 donut days, one in the summertime and one in the wintertime, well, fall. Donut Day, which is the one you see on the screen, and the other one is DOUGHNUT Day. There really is no difference between the 2 except donut with the OUGH is actually the formal way to say donut. I do believe, if my recollection is correct, it was shortened for advertisements in newspapers back in the early 1900s because donut, the OUGH version, had too many characters in it, so they shortened it up. Nothing in particular that's different about the 2. You just get to enjoy donuts officially, according to National Day Calendar, 2 times a year.
Okay, so I want to do a shout out. So we got Donuttery, which is in Huntington Beach, and Sidecar Donuts, which is in Costa Mesa. So if you live here in Orange County, and if you take a look at the podcast a little bit later in the show notes, I'll add a few other places at San Diego and LA as well.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Sidecar donuts? Do they bring donuts to your car?
No. I do not think so. I believe it's just a walk-in. Okay, so next we have Nachos Day.
Yeah, and that is tomorrow, right? Right. Love nachos. Chris and I will be celebrating. We have a small staff this week, got some people on vacation. But yeah, I'm a sucker for Mexican food of any kind.
Okay, and what are some of the nachos that you like? Do you like the creamy sauce, or do you just like the melted cheddar?
I like the melted cheddar. I'm not much of a creamy sauce person. Like if I go out to eat at a Mexican restaurant and it's the white sauce or, any kind of a liquid sauce, I always ask them to sub it for the actual cheese. I don't know. Maybe in my head, I think the stuff is fake. It could be. I just think it also has a better flavor.
Yes. So one thing I want to talk about is National Play Outside Day. Let's talk about how that works. I know it's throughout the year, right?
Play Outside Day, I believe, is the first Saturday of every month.
Yes.
It's just a time for people to get outside. Fresh air is important, and believe it or not, a lot of people don't get enough fresh air. Especially in cold states like North Dakota in the wintertime, it's a little hard to go outside, but it's important that we get that vitamin D. And as cheesy as that sounds, believe it or not, vitamin D is important for health. It's important for mental health in the wintertime, and it kind of helps chase away the blues. So yeah, Play Outside Day happens, it's celebrated the first Saturday of every month, but people should get fresh air every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Exactly. So this is one of my favorite ones. National Saxophone Day. Big shout out to Stephen Saxey with Private Eyes. They are a amazing tribute band out here in Southern California, and a couple of guys from their band are going to be coming on the 6th. So what do you got to say about Saxophone Day? Do you have any favorite artists through the past?
Here's a fun fact I'll share with you and virtual world. I am a former saxophone player. I played the tenor sax. That was my favorite, but I also can play the alto and the baritone.
Wow, wow. And I've always wanted to do that. That's actually on my bucket list. I played the clarinet when I was in high school, so I've always been intrigued by learning the saxophone. So let's scroll down here. So I remember when I was in culinary school, I actually took a bartending class in Harvey Wallbanger. Let's see where it is here.
Oh,
So what day is that down here? Okay, November 8th. Anything to say about that? Have you tried that drink?
you know, I never knew what a Harvey Wallbanger was until I start working at National Day Calendar. So I know absolutely nothing about it other than the history that, I have to go and update on the website, but I've never had one.
Okay, and you can see the screen of the drink.
Yeah, it's a drink. Is it alcoholic? You can have it, a virgin version of it. It's not something that I would personally drink because I'm not much of a vodka drinker. I kind of don't like the taste of vodka in much of any kind of a drink, so I don't think it would be on my must try, but I would try it if it was sitting in front of me.
So a little trick for those of you who don't know. So there is another component of this drink. And so you got 3 parts vodka, Galliano, and orange juice. So Galliano is actually the tallest bottle when you look at the bar. It's the tallest one in the bar.
Personally, okay. I like drinks with tequila in them. So, I mean, that's just my preference.
Yes, and I could probably use that right now with my recent oral surgery. All right, so Cappuccino Day.
Yeah, let's back up a little bit. I want to give a shout out to all the kids, especially the little girls of the world who are into STEM. Basically, that's a lot of science, a lot of math. I don't think kids in general are often encouraged, especially little girls. My granddaughter is an intelligent kid. She does a lot of STEAM stuff in school because she has excelled in her little first grade life. And I just want to give a shout out to anybody and everybody who encourages little kids, especially little girls, to, take a dive into the STEAM area of education.
All right, the 10th, a big shout out to our friend Robin Stern. And as you know, earlier this year for National Social Media Day, he got those lovely socks because he's really big into Google. He knows a lot about Google. He has a couple books out. He's on his 2nd edition. But every year we come on a podcast, talk about the Marine Corps birthday, and I actually sing happy birthday to those we have a couple of different aviators who are in our podcast who celebrate this day as well. Anything you'd like to say about Marine birthday?
Shout out to all the Marines, actually all the military of the world, especially our troops. Without them, I don't think we could have a lot of the freedoms that we have. However, their families do struggle, especially this time of year, and if any of the parents or family members are deployed. So, while you're doing a little bit of extra for people, don't forget about those veterans out there, and don't forget about those current military that are in active duty. There's so many programs in different parts of the country that collect things like cards and cell phones. Think about those people, because a lot of these families with active military, they're not going to be able to spend the holidays together. And with the holiday seasons coming up, I think a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah, then I want to talk a little bit about Veterans Day. I want to do a big shout out to the Veterans Relief Foundation, actually my partner in our paddleboard rental company. He is one of the co-founders, and we do have an event coming up in Newport Beach on the 11th, and we're working on getting as many veterans as we can on a wheelchair, and just to make a difference in the water, and just all these different things that they provide with the Veterans Relief Foundation. And also, we're going to be having an upcoming podcast on the 10th with a couple of my veterans, and we're going to actually talk about the difference between all the different holidays, because you got Veterans Day, Memorial Day. There's all these different holidays, and a lot of people really don't know the true meaning of each holiday. So we're going to do a really amazing podcast explaining that.
Yeah,
And we're celebrating.
that's informational for people. I'm a history buff, so I like all things history, and obviously a big part of history is learning about the different kinds of military branches and the different kinds of wars that our country has been in. I think it's important for people to understand exactly what types of veterans there are, and what kind of national days, including federal holidays that we celebrate, and what the meaning is behind them. On a personal note, I always think kids should go to school on Veterans Day, and I think schools, I'm sure it's easier said than done, but I think schools should spend the day bringing in veterans of different eras and having a Q&A with these kids, because I think that's the only way a lot of these kids are going to understand the sacrifices veterans have made for us.
Yes, and I want to do a big shout out to the CEO and founder of American Travel Bureau. He actually is a Vietnam veteran, and that's really another reason why I'm a part of this agency is to support a veteran-owned business. Okay, big shout out, Creative Ice, National Sundae Day. So Creative Ice is located in beautiful Fountain Valley, California. I actually was there a couple of days ago to try their amazing shaved ice, and they don't use any high fructose corn syrup, which is super important. And you could actually check out Bucket List Coach web show. I posted that yesterday. You could look at that on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. How about you in Mandan, North Dakota? Your favorite Sunday?
I'm not a big ice cream eater. Sorry. I'm just so terrible. I'm not one to eat ice cream. I do like gelato. I mean, some people can say ice cream, but I'm more of a slush person. However, I'm going to go plain Jane and just say I like a vanilla cone dipped in chocolate. That's my go-to when we go to the Dairy Queen.
Well, when you come out here, we'll go stop by Creative Ice Company, and you could try their shaved ice. It's really amazing.
Oh, that would be good. Sure.
Okay, so next, this is my favorite, another favorite foodie holiday, guys, National French Dip Day. So Los Angeles, California, Felipe's French Dip. You're really close to Dodger Stadium if you're a big Dodger fan. Hey, go Dodgers! Woohoo!
Go Dodgers!
Yeah, we won the World Series again. And then also there's a couple different places here in Orange County as well. The Bronx Sandwich Company, and I'll be mentioning a few here in the show notes after the show. Anything you'd like to mention about French Dip Day?
No, I mean, French dip is a classic kind of food, and where we get them in North Dakota, because I'm gonna tell the truth and say that of all the French dips I've eaten in Bismarck and Mandan, Arby's has the best. As crazy as that sounds, but hey. French dips are not for everybody. I love au jus, so it's just a reason for me to dunk something in the au jus, which is good for me.
And actually coming up for National Bucket List Day, we're going to be in Chicago in 2027. So we get to try the Chicago beef. If you have not been to Chicago, the Chicago beef sandwich is amazing. So that's going to be a whole other level of eating for you. Chicken soup for the soul.
Well, this day is kind of twofold. It talks about chicken, things for the soul, but it's also about soup. My advice is just to click on it. Click on the link, Cindy. Can you click on it and then go back? Mm-hmm. And I want you to scroll down a little bit. And so, chicken soup for the soul, like it says, it celebrates who you are and how you get there. And it compares how soup makes you feel on the inside. It's warm and hearty, and it's good for our bodies, and it's kind of an indirect way of saying treat yourself like a bowl of soup, take care of yourself, and just enjoy what you're doing in life, and make sure that you're always taking care of your own mental health and your own inner peace.
Okay,
good.
Big shout out to Carlitos Diner in Fountain Valley. Also, King Harache here in Garden Grove, California. And then also we have a couple different soup places as well in other parts of Orange County that will be later on here in the show notes. Okay, National Pizza with the Works except anchovies.
Yeah, every day is pizza day to me.
Exactly.
I love pizza.
My favorite is pepperoni and olive, actually. Okay, so the
Green
next
or black? Because I like pepperoni with green olives.
So spicy guac. National Spicy Guacamole Day. So do you know about guacamole, like basically what it is?
Well, basically, guacamole is just guacamole with a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of onion and a little bit of tomato. And I always thought guacamole was supposed to be spicy until I seen National Guacamole Day and National Spicy Guacamole Day. But that just goes to show that I eat a lot of spicy food, and I just think guacamole should be spicy.
Well, basically what guacamole is, because I was in the restaurant industry for a while and I used to do bats of this. So basically it's just smashed avocado with pico de gallo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all it is.
Some
Everybody
people
has
put
their own
mayonnaise
flavor.
in it, and as a Mexican American, I'm like, oh, you don't put mayonnaise in guacamole? But
No, you don't
ours
put
we
mayonnaise
do.
in it. I'm not even Mexican American, and I say don't put the mayonnaise in your guacamole.
Okay, so there's so many different national holidays, but we
Yep.
only have time for a few more today. So we got a big list. So you're welcome to go to the nationaldaycalendar.com and look up for the month of November. National Philanthropy. This is right up my alley, November 15th.
Take it away and tell them why you like that day.
So it's important to give back to our community. In my upcoming book, Growing Your Business Through Referrals, I actually have a whole section on the different ways that you can give back, from a beach cleanup to here in Huntington Beach. There's so many different places to donate. There's also a local restaurant in Anaheim who gives back to the community. And in the show notes, I'll be adding all kinds of different opportunities. Not just here in Southern California, but throughout the U.S. There's a lot of different things that you can do. I know a lot of the children's hospitals right now are still not taking visitations, but if that's something you want to do with me, definitely reach out. And then coming up in December, Corazon de Vida Foundation, they're a local nonprofit located in Irvine, California. And once or twice a year, they do coach trips. So they pick up in LA, Irvine, California, and San Diego, and they go down to the Baja area to visit orphanages. So the next one is December 13th. So if you want to be a part of that amazing experience, I definitely suggest you reach out. And one of the things that I want to stress is if you have children, it's so important to teach them at a young age to learn all about giving back in their community.
Yes. Now is a good time for parents and their children to go through unused toys in their toy boxes with Christmas coming up. Because there are a lot of organizations in all of our communities that collect toys and refurbish them and repair them if necessary and give them to kids in need. And that is a great way to get kids involved in the very first steps of giving back, especially when you explain to them what they're doing.
And so they have that servant leadership mindset.
Yes.
All right. So we have Fast Food Day and National Butter Day is on the 17th. So what do you guys think of those days?
I love butter. My mom used to tease me when I was a kid. I used to just eat butter all the time, and I cook with real butter. I eat real butter. I don't do the fake stuff. So, and by fake stuff, I mean the stuff that is like margarine. I don't do margarine.
I haven't had margarine since the mid 70s.
I just do butter.
Yeah.
Butter makes everything better.
Exactly. And how about Fast Food Day?
I'm okay with fast food within reason. I'm not much of a greasy food eater, but I do love a good French fry once in a while and a good greasy burger. But fast food is really not my thing. Unless it's pizza, and then I'm game every single time.
Yeah, for me, I don't really do the name brand. Let's say a burger place. I would do a mom and pop place that makes burgers, or
those are the best.
Yeah, so you have more. It's more nutritional that way instead of all the processed stuff.
And those places, those hole in the wall places, always have the best food.
Oh yeah, definitely. National Take a Hike Day.
Yes.
November 17th.
To me, hiking is something people should do all the time. You should go on an adventure at least once every 2 weeks. everybody has something in their area where they live, no matter where you are, city or country, or in the mountains, or on a beach. Take a hike. Taking a hike doesn't mean walking through the forest. Taking a hike means going for a walk and appreciating nature.
And I want to do a shout out to Cajun's Aviation Dream. Yes, it's the family of a U.S. Thunderbird who sadly lost his life in 2018. And every year we do a special event for him. We actually have one coming up next May. But one of the things that he was really big on was taking a hike. So he usually does some kind of promotion thing for people to, tag the organization. But we'll be talking about that next week. And let's take a break really quick. It is National Gratitude Month.
Yes,
and National Aviation History Month. So yes. Gratitude, let's go into that real quick.
Well, I mean, I think gratitude for people means something different for each person. There are those people like you who like to show gratitude. And then there are other people who like to feel the gratitude. I personally like to show people gratitude in little ways. And you are an inspiration of me being that way. I get random gifts from you. People may not know this, but I get random things from you or random phone calls just to say hi. And our conversations are 30 seconds long. And then some days our conversations are an hour long, which is a big thing for me because I'm not a phone talker. But yeah, gratitude is just being grateful for everything and anything that you have in your life. Even if you think your life is a total disaster, you woke up this morning. Show some gratitude for that. And you don't have to do anything grand. You don't have to show a grand gesture. You don't have to go above and beyond. Just simple gratitude for yourself. Once you start showing gratitude for yourself, showing it for other people is super easy.
Oh, Aviation History Month.
Aviation History Month. I don't know a lot about aviation. I haven't gotten to that point where I want to read more. I should read more about aviation. I know about Amelia Earhart. I know about the Wright brothers. I know some history about early planes, but overall, I don't know a lot about aviation history.
So I'll touch on it. So we actually have several of our aviators coming on next week. We're going to talk about some aviation history. Also, we like to talk about museums to attend. So many different museums, throughout our United States. And I actually was just talking to the gentleman who runs the F-14 Tomcat podcast. You can follow them on Facebook and, all the social media. And they're just doing great things. So they're getting Tomcat pilots on their show. And now they're starting to interview the pilots who are, early on Tomcat pilots. So pretty cool. And there's so many different things about aviation. But due to the government shutdown right now, unfortunately, we can't have the Thunderbirds on, but hopefully the shutdown will close out. And the plan is to get the U.S. Thunderbird Commander number 1 back on the podcast. I don't know if you know, but Thunderbirds actually have a 2-year run. So his run ends in December. So we're trying to get him and one of the maintainers on, because in May we have the National Maintainer Day, Aviation Maintainer Day. So definitely something that, I want to get out there to appreciate the maintainers, because the maintainers are huge in the aviation industry, because it's because of them that we're safe out in the world, when we're flying and whatnot.
Yeah, and I don't think they get enough credit. I don't think any kind of a maintenance person gets enough credit. When you think about airplane maintenance and all the work that goes into maintaining to make sure that they can fly you from point A to point B, we need to show more gratitude to those kinds of people. And that's just, to me, is something as easy as saying thank you. Or you can go above and beyond and get them a gift card for something, or anything is actually a good idea when you show gratitude.
And we got Mickey Mouse Day.
Yeah.
So is he one of your favorite characters with Disney?
I'm actually not into Disney very much. If I'm going to pick a favorite one, it's going to be Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Of course, I have to go towards the, not so cutesy one, but yeah, Beauty and the Beast, I think, would be my favorite. And then probably Fox and the Hound.
I would say Goofy is my favorite.
Yeah, I could see that.
Monopoly Day. So this is really a cool holiday because actually here in Huntington Beach and also Manhattan Beach, if you go to Amazon or you could even go to our couple local surf shops that sell the Monopoly, Huntington and Manhattan Beach. So that's actually pretty cool. They actually give those for gifts, throughout the year as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Funny little backstory about Monopoly Day. The first, everybody assumes that the people who have Monopoly now are the owners of the day. There is a huge patent legal issue. The creator of the Monopoly game was actually a woman.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, and people need to go into this article and read about it because this woman, it was clear as day she created this game, but part of the problem was she was a woman, so the patent didn't go through fast enough, and they gave the patent to somebody else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting because I don't think people can put into their thought process of how things were for women way back in the day, early, late 1800s, early 1900s, especially. But the creator of the Monopoly game was a female, and a lot of people don't realize that.
I did not know that. See, next we got cranberry relish. Let's see, what day is that? Okay, stuffing day is the 21st, but we
Yeah.
have limited time today. Oh, cranberry relish. Okay, so my time in the culinary field, when I worked at hotels, I used to love making the cranberry relish, and I could give you a recipe if you needed it for the website. I like to put pecans in mine. How about
Oh,
you? Do you put orange juice in yours, or do you buy the canned version?
I put orange. I grate some orange, get some citrus in there, and a little bit of peel, orange peel, a little bit of orange juice. And I think in my personal world, I have to give a shout out to my bonus mom, Loretta. She actually makes the best cranberry sauce that
Oh,
I've
wow.
ever had. And maybe for me, it's just because she's making it so special, but it is delicious.
And I use honey in mine instead of sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got next.
There's my day espresso. Like I'm already
There
all
you
jacked up.
go. You
I'm
want
jacked
to do
up on
a shout out
coffee.
to a coffee shop?
There is a local coffee shop, and it's called Buck and Bean. Local in Mandan, they make really, really good coffee drinks. It's easy to say places like Starbucks and Caribou, but I like to go to places, especially small coffee shops, because they seem to take more care in making your coffee and they put a little bit of extra love in it. So shout out to them, Buck and Bean and Mandan.
1 ounce coffee downtown Huntington Beach. Check them out. All right, let's scroll down a little bit here. So now we have craft jerky.
Sardines, yay.
Okay. Okay. When is craft jerky day?
Craft jerky is just jerky, homemade jerky.
Oh,
You know,
27th. Yeah.
yeah,
So I do have a couple friends who do have a craft jerky company. So I'll be putting that in the notes later on this week as well.
cool, cool.
Okay.
So turkey
Then,
for Thanksgiving, I'm all for because I am not a big turkey eater, but I do eat it because it's in front of me. Not my thing.
yeah, I do the ham. That's
I like ham. I'm
my
sorry, I like
go-to.
ham.
French toast day. Do you remember the day on that one? Oh, there you go. The 28th.
Yeah.
So have you tried the stuffed French toast like with cream cheese? Or you,
I have tried the stuffed French toast a few times actually, a few different places. So let's see, where is the best Bacon Nation
ooh,
at the
in
D?
Las Vegas?
Yeah, at the D and Bacon Nation,
Okay.
they have good stuffed French toast. They used to have these things called French toast boxes, and I don't know why they call it a box, but I guess it looked like a big box once they put everything on the French toast. But they had the best stuffed French toast.
And I'm going to be posting a couple downtown Huntington Beach places and some Anaheim and possibly some Costa Mesa. So stay tuned. It's not till November 28th. So throughout the month, just check back at Bucket List Coach Web Show and you can see some of those links. So the next one, Black Friday, day
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving.
I'm not, do I go Black Friday shopping? Depends on if there's something that I want. I'm a early bird as far as Christmas shopping is concerned. I usually start like at the end of August, early September, so the bill doesn't hit me so bad in one time. But if there's something that I really, really, really have to have on Black Friday, I might go. But I don't like to go shopping when there's a bunch of people around because it's kind of, I don't know, they take the experience of enjoying yourself out of it because people are in such a hurry and grabbing stuff, and it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's that's not my thing either.
Yeah.
I rather just do the mouse over them all. And if you're into travel and you like to travel, there's so many different specials coming up. So you could reach out to me at Bucket List Coach Travel and Tours, my travel agency, if you like to learn some of those special Black Friday specials. National Native American Heritage Day. Let's talk about that.
Shout out to my people. Yeah, so National Native American Heritage Day. We I feel like a lot of people misunderstand the purpose of these holidays, especially when are in regard to a different race. Um, Historically, Native American people, it has not been an easy life for us, and a lot of people are suppressed. However, as time has gone on, we become more educated, we become smarter, we become more independent. It wasn't so much like that even for our parents. And I think it's important that people take a step back and realize that before the United States actually became an official country, there were millions of people here, living off the land. They had their own intertribal governments. And I don't want to say they were living in harmony because many tribes were not friends. But I do believe that as a Native person myself, I grew up on a reservation. I think people have a big misconception of what Native people are. Some of the things that they don't understand is Native people like to laugh, and we laugh at everything. We make fun of we do, and you know that we make fun of each other, and our I think our way of dealing with so much hardship and so much things that are so terrible in our lives, we laugh about it. We try to find something funny to say about it, even if the other person doesn't mean it's funny. The other thing is, Native people are one of the very few people that I know that would feed you even if they didn't have anything to feed you, because we
Wow.
love food, to offer
Yes.
food. It's just our custom, it's just our way. Hug your Native person today. No, don't do that. We all like our personal space. But I encourage people to learn something that you didn't know about a Native person because the history is rich. Pick a tribe, just learn about that one tribe, and you know think about how we as a people have survived everything that has been given to us, and we're going to keep surviving, and it's just going to get better.
Exactly. And I want to do a shout out real quick to Smiles Cafe, downtown Huntington Beach.
For
Today
sending,
is
for
National
sending you.
Flossing Day. So I have been a non flosser. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. So, and especially those back teeth. Just want to do a big shout out to everybody over at Smile Cafe Dentistry in downtown Huntington Beach. And definitely check them out. And you can check out their Google page and their Facebook. I did do a review a couple weeks ago, so
Yeah, and I
make
want to give a
sure.
shout out to them for on behalf of you, because man, you were in a bad place a couple weeks ago. Shout out to them for helping you get out of that space.
Exactly. Yeah, and have a relationship with your dentistry, and that's one of the things that I talk about in my book is having relationships with other business owners. And so when you stimulate a local business, make sure that you tell your friends about it, do a review, do a video testimonial, which I'll be doing here when he comes out on my podcast here in the coming months. So definitely make sure that you celebrate National Flossing Day and appreciate your dentist.
Floss and brush your teeth.
Okay. And then we have Small Business Saturday.
Yes, I am a big supporter of small businesses no matter where I'm at. And I'm going to say it's not just because they're small businesses, it's because I personally feel small businesses, the little quirky shops always have the best kind of gifts that you can get people, and they're always fun to go into. Supporting a small business doesn't take much. it's there's different ways you can do it. You don't even have to shop there. If you're going to visit a small business in your community on Main Street, check in online because we're all on our phones all the time on social media. Check into their business and say, hey, this is a quaint little place. I love the way everything is. People should check it out because those little comments always help bring more customers into small businesses.
Yes, and make sure that you connect with your local small business owners on let's say Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. But get off social media and go meet at a local restaurant and stimulate a local restaurant, and then
Yes.
also tell people on your social media who you met with, who their business is, and you could promote the person you met with for lunch and also promote the restaurant and tell all your friends different things to do on Small Business Day.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of Google reviews lately, and I'm kind of doing it just because I'm trying to get the Google points for something other than whatever. It doesn't need to go there. However, when I do a Google review, and it's especially at a restaurant, I always give a shout out to the server because they usually get incentives when they get positive feedback. So don't forget your servers, people.
Hmm. And lastly, National Moose Day, November
Yeah,
30th, guys.
I love good moose.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love a good moose.
definitely.
I like
Okay.
chocolate though, so I want to invite people to check out our store, especially after Thanksgiving. We are going to be running some really good sales on stuff that we usually don't sell. It's nationaldaycalendar.com/store. Just to give you a general idea, we have calendars, we have clothing line, we have socks, we have we have business products, we have books and hats and a little bit of everything. I'm currently getting together some holiday gift packs. So we're going to be putting those up. Yeah, and it's just a fun way to celebrate. And the best thing about our store is that you're not going to find this stuff anyplace else because we actually take the time to customize our products, minus the socks, of course, because those are purchased mostly from Fuzi. But yeah, everything that we have in our store, we created ourselves. And that's what makes our gifts unique.
And instead of gifting someone a general calendar, gift them a celebrate everyday calendar. So you can just go to
Absolutely.
the show notes here a little bit later. 16.99 plus shipping, and it's
Yes.
an amazing gift for someone who likes to celebrate every day. As
And
we
it
know,
has,
we need to celebrate every day because we don't know what's
yeah,
going to happen the next day.
it's a great way to spread some positive vibes across the world right now because everybody, no matter who you are, is feeling something in the current dynamic that we live in. Hey, look, at we can have some fun today, no matter what the situation is.
Yes,
And I
and
make a calendar, so it's supporting me and my creativity. I'm kidding.
so 2 questions: how do you
Sure.
celebrate every day, and how are you going to celebrate Gratitude Month?
How do I celebrate every day? The first thing I do in the morning is I do my affirmations. I've been doing affirmations for about 4 years. And you know my story personally. I'm not going to put it out there for everybody to hear about. But I celebrate every day just by merely waking up every morning in a safe environment. I celebrate every day by giving my grandkids a hug and having them feel the love that I can give them. The other way I celebrate every day is I make it a point to tell two strangers, no matter where they are, that I like their shoes, their hair, their clothes. They look beautiful. I mean, whatever I say comes to me in that moment, but that's what I do every single day. I also just celebrate me. And by doing that, I do a little bit of self care. I'm not much of a girly girl. I don't do the whole eyelashes and the face makeup and stuff, but I do take care of my skin. I have a skin routine. That's one way that I celebrate myself. And then I just, reach out to one or two people a day just to say hi, check in, see how they're doing. And how am I going to celebrate gratitude? Ooh, I feel like I'm grateful for a lot of things.
Mhm.
And I feel like I celebrate gratitude every day. Even if I don't verbally tell somebody or physically show them, I am grateful for many things, and that's to wake up, to be able to have friends, to be able to have a roof over my head and food on my table. And, I love my pets. I'm grateful for my pets, grateful for my job. And maybe that's where a lot of my gratitude comes in, because I'm so lucky when I say I get to come to work and erase everything in the outside world and focus on National Day Calendar. We have a goal. Our goal is to make one person smile every day. And
Mhm.
if we can do that, we've done what we've set out to do for that day. Luckily, we make millions of people smile. And it's kind of fun to go to, yeah, it's kind of fun to go to a job and actually be creative and laugh and do things that, make you feel good and make people that you work with feel good. So, that's my gratitude. It's every day.
Well, I celebrate every day through the calendars we talked about. We did a special podcast on Monday on how you can be an ambassador and how you could have your own
Yeah.
national holiday. But celebrate every day means celebrating others also.
Yeah.
And looking through your calendar and seeing all the different holidays. Today's National Donut Day. So, say you can't get in your car, get donuts, and drop it off somewhere. You could actually go to Grubhub. You can go to all these different foodie apps and you could just send some donuts straight to someone. I want to do a shout out to Mary West with the Mary West Network and also Karen McLamara. For the other donut day back in June, I sent both of them donuts from one of their favorite spots there in Seattle, Washington. And I like to celebrate gratitude by letting people know how grateful I am. I like to call 5 to 10 people a day to let them know I'm grateful. And of course, a big shout out to the Tears of Factor. Everybody knows that I wear all my little sandals with all my different branding. So I have my marketing company, my agency, and this is my
Yeah.
blog. So Bucket List Coach Web Show just came in a couple days ago. So big shout out. So check out the Tears of Factor. That's Terza. And you could order yours as well. They come in about a week and a half. So pretty amazing.
So, question about those. Can you customize those to have any logo you want on them? Is there like a minimum number to order, or?
Yes. So I have one for Bucket List Coach Travel, Surf City Aloha Marketing, National Bucket List Day, and Bucket List Coach Web Show. Yeah. So you
Okay.
can, I'm actually probably going to do the National Day one too. It'd be kind of cool.
Okay. And
So
I want to give you a shout out because I think you deserve recognition of all the things that you do for everybody. But I especially want to let people know, if you are interested in booking a vacation, learning about travel destinations, or just want to connect with somebody that can help you get to places that you want to go, give Cindy a shout out. She's an ambassador for National Day Calendar and she does an excellent job, but she also does an excellent job as a travel agent. So if you're interested, let me know. You can either, click on her, click on me. I don't care. I'll connect the two of you. Yeah, give her a shout out because she can make your travel dreams, big and small, happen.
And I want to do a big shout out to a couple of my newest travel agents, Karen from Long Beach, and also we have Elaine from Huntington Beach. She's a realtor, and here in a little bit, actually, we're going to be training. So she just joined about 2 weeks ago. We're going to be doing some Vegas and Hawaii and all that stuff. So if you live here locally, I'm actually building my Southern California team. So if you want to get paid for your bucket list, I could definitely show all these really great little tools and tricks to do that.
Cool.
So I want to do one last shout out and then we'll bounce out. I want to thank everybody at National Day Calendar. We have Amy and Chris in the office this week, and also the founders, Marlo and Alice Anderson. They're on a Disney cruise right now, so I hope you're having an amazing time, creating those cruise experiences.
Yeah. I'm sure they're having a fun time. They always have a good time. Alice is a huge Disney fan.
Yes.
And so anytime she gets to spend time with her, because this is a family vacation for them.
Mhm.
Most of them went, not all, but most. And anytime she can make memories, that's great.
And again, a shout out to your website so people can start shopping for the holidays.
Yep. Give us a look up at www.nationaldaycalendar.com if you want to order a calendar or products. Click on the thing that says celebration shop, or it's /store. Yeah, we ship really quickly. And I think, like I said, I'm going to encourage people to check us out for Black Friday deals, because we are going to be running Black Friday through Cyber Monday, and throughout the holiday season. Some pretty cool product that I think people are going to like at very good prices. So check us out. Say hi. Give us a
Very
call.
good.
Write us a note. Just do something.
And a call to action for today, make sure to go to YouTube. You're going to subscribe to National Day Calendar and subscribe to Bucket List Coach web show, and you'll get a free ebook. So make sure that you do that. The Bucket List web show is wherecindynow.com. That's WHERESCINDYNOW.com. And we are out. Go out and celebrate every
Enjoy
day.
your day, everybody. Make a difference.